The world is harsh, driven by people's need to prove themselves, often at the expense of others. Innocent young girls, easily deceived, frequently fall prey to its cruelty. This tale begins with a girl, suddenly approached by a well-dressed, seemingly respectable man. He apologizes for the suddenness and informs her that he is a producer at Smiley Productions. He flatters her by saying that she is a diamond in the rough. He gives her his card and asks her if she will allow him the privilege of being her producer. The next day, 3 more girls involving her appear in his office. He tells them that the name of this girl's idol unit is Royal Street, and he will soon become a name that everyone will recognize. He asks them not to worry about their lessons and leave the scheduling to him. They should do their best to chase their dreams. He is sure that he will make their dreams come true. During their practice session, a new advisor joins, offering guidance on choreography and noting that the steps should ease up during the chorus. The producer then presents them with design options, urging them to consider and provide feedback so their costumes can truly reflect the ideal image they envision for their idol. He notices one girl is worried, and he reassures her that she can talk to him about anything. Behind the scenes, he gets furious at a person by saying that the girls are in the sex industry and they will market them. He tells him that the girls will take the true, honest path, and he will be the one who will guide them to that path. Later in his office, he tells the girls that their new music will feature a composition by Ninjutsu. The girls get excited, and he asks them to take their lessons. Then, they will celebrate with some yakiniku. While working on the computer, he wonders if it is a big collaboration, then he will make sure that they get through it. The show goes well, and it assures him that they will keep getting closer to the top like this because he and the girls are shooting for the moon. However, a scandal erupts when a magazine publishes a story suggesting an inappropriate relationship between the producer and one of the girls. Soon after, he resigns and ends up working in customer service. He handles complaints from furious customers. He has no choice but to apologize to them for the inconvenience from which they go through. After work, he sits in a park. He opens YouTube and watches videos of the girls online, critiquing their makeup and performances, convinced he could have managed them better. Out of frustration, he kicks a soda can, accidentally hitting a girl passing by. Out of habit, he offers to be her producer, but she surprises him by asking if he is P-chan. He clarifies that he is not and apologizes, explaining he spoke out of habit. Amy-chan then insists that he is her P-chan and urges him to become her producer, promising to help her become the world's top streamer. He wonders that she is stunningly beautiful, and that's how crossed paths with this girl. She tells him that she is stupid and she wants everyone to fawn over her, but adults piss her off. She is scared of other people and has trouble getting out of bed in the morning. She also tells him that she doesn't get a proper job and the world is in the internet age. Streamers get fawned over the most. That's why she wants to become one of them. She tells her that she can't make heads or tails when she comes to streaming. He understands that Amy-chan really wants a producer. He wonders about her pragmatic behavior towards streaming. He wonders if it's beyond quixotic to suddenly entrust some random uncle in the park to be her producer. However, he wonders that someone so exceptionally stunning is not easy to find even in a decade, so it's a real beauty deal. He motivates himself that he'll polish this girl into a real gem because she's a diamond in the rough. He commits that he will produce the opus this time that will be showered in thousands of applause. He apologizes to her for being rude earlier and will reinstate his request. He thanked her for offering him the opportunity to work with her, saying that he would like to be her producer. He tells her that he will show her the way to the top of the streaming world but gets shocked when she instantly asks him to head out to buy some streaming equipment. He says that they have not introduced themselves to each other and asks her to discuss the contract first. He tells her that electronic stores and convenience stores are not open at this hour, so forget about them. She gives him her line code and asks him to add her. She tells him that her name is Amy-chan and that it's enough for an introduction, but he wants her to be cautious about it. However, she returns her way and asks him to schedule their shopping trip over Jine, and if he ignores her message, then she will put a deadly curse on him. Now he wonders if it was not somebody that he hallucinated. She scheduled a meetup by messaging him to buy streaming equipment on Saturday at 3 p.m. He wonders if she really exists in flesh and blood because, at work, she is continually messaging him not to ignore her. Out of worry, he steps out of the building, and suddenly Amy-chan appears, saying that she found him. She laughs and says that she fully realizes now that last night was not a dream after meeting him in broad daylight. Whatever, he asks him to go shopping. After that night, in the midst of the nonsensical barrage of texts that she had sent to him, he made a tentative contract with her. He is calling him a contact, but it's a more verbal promise than anything official because she hardly revealed anything about herself. He wonders if he will become her producer and will manage all the backstage work. He will schedule her plans and streams. Although he is not sure if it's profitable or not, he will take 10% of her streaming revenue as a commission if her channel gets approved for monetization. He will utilize this young lady to show the world that he can produce true flawless beauty. He can reinstate his reputation in the eyes of those who stared down at him. In the store, she asks him if he has any ideas about what to buy. She tells him that she has minimal know-how about the streaming equipment, but she gets full marks for her looks. He tells her that he has researched it and knows 1 or 2 things needed in streaming. She asks her if she has a proper PC and monitor. She picks up one thing and then tells him that she bought it when she was addicted to FPS games. So she picks up a super good one now. When they arrive at Amy Chan's home, she asks him if he is forcing a gorgeous girl to set up everything herself. She tells him that she will make a Medusa ball with wires and cords. He gets scared when she asks him to come in. He asks her if it is not reckless for a young maiden to needlessly let a man into her house. He becomes enraged when he hears the nickname P-chan, a term that brings back painful memories. Furious, he warns her that using such language, even jokingly, can lead to serious trouble due to love affairs. He demands that she correct her careless speech and behavior, especially since she's about to become a streamer. He gets stunned as she's unsure to what he is talking about, as P in P-chan stands for the producer, and she cannot start streaming if her producer Chan does not enter the studio. She forms a serious look, asking if he really thinks that she meant P for a partner. She also calls him an old virgin grandpa. In her room, the PC is set up in a decorative spot, ideal for streaming, but the area is cluttered with bags and discarded items. She has thrown everything haphazardly off the table and hasn't cleaned up. Nerds with fantasies about girls' rooms will get their hopes dashed. While setting up the things, he asks her to come and check the webcam quality, but is surprised to see that she is sleeping on the bags. He asks what she is tired of. She didn't do anything but get tired. He asks if she's okay, but she scares him with an Ultra Splash, a move from the Ultraman series. She tells him his vibes are off and jokes about him getting slashed in half. He's unnerved and asks if she's alright. Despite the move not being as dramatic as it sounds, he tells her to open her social media accounts and handle other tasks. He asks her the direction where she wants to go as a streamer and asks her if she has any ideas. She informs him that she will be the internet angel and will bring smiles and salvation to the nerds. He asks if he can sketch in her space to design the costume, inquiring if she wants twin tails. She specifies they should be spiral, with glossy clothes and a hair bow adorned with hearts. Her hair should be blonde, and her contact lenses blue. He asks if that's all, so he can arrange it. She then wonders if he plans to use black market connections, but he clarifies that his only connection is with manufacturers for ordering. As he heads home, Amy-chan casually drops a hint about her 3 sizes, expecting a speed delivery by tomorrow. Ignoring her cheeky comment, he promises to sort everything out pronto. The next day, P-chan arrives at her home with a parcel. She opens it and gets happy because everything is exactly as she imagined. She asks him if she can try it on. She looks amazing in the dress, so he asks her to take pictures. She gets excited when he tells her that she is finally ready for the streaming. He outlines a plan for her upcoming online activities. Over the next 2 weeks, they'll focus on building a streaming streak to get viewers hooked on her content. He suggests starting with video games and topics related to the occult and paranormal, as she's familiar with these subcultures and are likely to attract a nerdy fanbase. He's also prepared a list of games for her to play. Excited, she declares that with P-chan by her side, she can achieve anything. She dreams big, aiming for 1 million followers in just a month. Confidently, she tells P-chan that her job is to look pretty, and it's up to him to handle everything else. He reassures her that even if they don't hit 1 million followers in a month, teaming up as Kawaii Angel will still bring in a solid following. She seems satisfied with his confidence, and he wraps up the day, reminding her that she needs to make a big impact with her first stream. He plans to schedule plenty of follow-up meetings to ensure they proceed methodically. He also asks her to take special care of the dress, as it's one of a kind. On his way home, he contemplates whether interacting with her audience during streams might be a good idea, given her excellent communication skills but unpredictable personality. Above all, they must leave a lasting impression from her very first stream as Kawaii Angel. He's fully committed to producing her content without hesitation. He gets a notification on his phone that live streaming has started. Amy Chan starts her stream with an energetic intro, greeting her viewers by saying she's here to meet the nerds. She playfully declares that her lovely angel self descended from heaven just to visit them, despite not being meant for this world. Feeling bold, she takes out some pills, showing them to the audience, and remarks on how crazy the world has become. She toasts to meeting her nerds for the first time, swallows the pills, and then asks if they've heard the conspiracy theory that Steve Jobs' brain was transferred into a cyber body, claiming he's still alive and seeking a fresh human vessel to house it. P. Chan rushes towards her house and rings the bell. He gets furious at her and asks her what the hell she is doing. She is looking weird and tells him that she is going to puke. He holds her because she is not in a stable state. He asks her if she wants to, then she must go to the toilet but first takes off her jacket and wig. She falls asleep after this. She wakes up and appears in front of him. He asks her if she has woken herself. She tells him that she gets crazy but laughs about telling her first stream. He gets furious and tells her that he has to delete it. They are lucky that mods didn't ban her. Furious, he demands that she make an apology stream immediately. Amy Chan, tired and complaining of discomfort, reluctantly agrees but insists she's exhausted. He pushes her to get ready, telling her to put on her wig. Once prepared, she begins the stream, apologizing to her audience for her inappropriate conduct during the previous stream. She explains that the side effects of her medication caused her to act unprofessionally, resulting in temporary mania. Amy Chan asks her viewers to wish her, Kangol, good luck in preventing such incidents in the future. After the stream, she changes out of her costume and into her home clothes. As Amy Chan approaches P. Chan, she finds him sitting beside the bed, holding her medication. His anger is palpable as he demands to know if she's just streaming for the thrill of it. He's horrified by her reckless behavior, downing pills on stream and spouting borderline defamatory conspiracy theories. Furious, he tells her that her first serious broadcast being an apology stream is a terrible start. Though most people were offline during her stream, it's only a matter of time before someone digs up that chaotic broadcast. He warns her that she's courting scandal, and another mistake could ruin her permanently, like an indelible tattoo. P. Chan berates her, noting her filthy apartment and sudden lethargy, accusing her of taking more meds before streaming. He warns her that the maniac path she's on could lead to her getting cancelled and facing the wrath of angry fans. If they had to hire someone to clean up this mess, it would drain them financially. He demands that she stop acting without his permission, questioning if she's capable of anything other than looking pretty. He insists that she do exactly as he says because he's her producer. Amy Chan, laughing, tells him he's kind for sticking by her despite knowing she's unstable. She's happy that he hasn't abandoned her, asking him to guide her because she can't do it alone. She whispers in his ear that they'll be together no matter what, whether she dies, gets arrested, or goes insane. P. Chan is stunned by her attitude, unsure why he even said those things to her. When she mentions her ultimate weapons, he's horrified as she reveals charcoal briquettes and a cooking pot, threatening to kill them both if he ever betrays her. She laughs, saying she'll use 2 briquettes since it's not like she's grilling fish. He realizes he's trapped, wondering if he's fallen into her hands rather than using her to prove his capabilities. He sees the potential in her, a diamond in the rough, but also recognizes how dangerously unhinged she is. Amy Chan starts her stream with a cheerful introduction, saying she's here to heal the hearts of the nerds drifting through the digital sea with her angelic love. After the stream ends, she laughs, pleased with her debut, but P. Chan, visibly upset, reminds her that it was actually her second stream. The first one was an apology. He wonders if Amy Chan is playing the role of rookie streamer Kangol. He took the responsibility of working as her producer, but it sent chills down his spine when he found out how unhinged she was. However, despite her being such a mad woman, she is certainly a talented streamer. He wonders if she has the superpowers of being able to keep talking as she plays, and her on-stream banter is witty too. The way she pro-wrestles with the comments is great. Best of all, she is totally gorgeous and has the capacity to become a top-ranking streamer. She tries to carve a tattoo with a knife on her hand, saying, "Haters go to hell," after reading all the negative comments on her upload. He stops her from doing this and wonders that, as a producer, it's his job to bring that under control, but she is mentally unstable. She lay down on her bed, saying she is a little roly-poly bug and will do nothing all day. She will roll around in her bed and stare at the ceiling. He asks her to get up. Even a roly-poly girl would have announced the upcoming stream by now. When he was using the restroom at work, he received messages from Amy Chan. Then she calls him and asks him if it is okay for her to live like this. He gets furious at her and asks to give him a minute because he is using the restroom, but she asks him if he is telling her that the toilet is more important to him than her. When he arrives at her place to discuss their next plans, he's taken aback by the pile of noodle cups scattered around the room. She warns him to be careful, as the leftover soup might spill. He sarcastically asks if this is her idea of modern art, then tells her to pour the soup down the sink and throw the cups away. She explains that there was a sale on spicy ramen at the convenience store, so she bought a whale-sized box. The ramen is so good that everything else seems inferior now. He insists she dispose of her garbage, and when he asks how long it's been since the box arrived, she admits it was only 2 days ago. She confesses she's been eating nothing but spicy ramen and ice cream, even today, and took some supplements after her last meal. Furious, he scolds her, reminding her that her job is to look pretty, and warns that her skin will suffer and her looks will fade as she keeps up this severe dietary imbalance and medication abuse. She, however, calmly asks if he's one of those uncles who always lecture girls about maintaining their appearance. With anger in his eyes, he tells her that maintaining her physical health is part of his job as her producer. As a streamer, her looks are a key part of her appeal. Her body is the product she's selling to viewers. She can't do her job of looking pretty if she isn't healthy. She smirks and tells him that he doesn't sound like her producer and insists he call himself P-chan. If he doesn't, she won't even move a muscle. When he reminds her that she agreed to listen to him and follow his conditions, she stays silent, which only fuels his frustration. As she starts ignoring him, he gets even more furious, but when he finally calls himself P-chan, she laughs and thanks him, saying she'll listen now. Mad but resigned, he begins picking up the noodle buckets to throw them out, only for her to joke that he should clean up all the other trash and wash the bathtub too. He snaps, reminding her that he's her producer, not her housekeeper. Just then, he notices a receipt on the floor with the name Amy written in kanji, meaning rain. When she catches him looking, she asks what he's staring at. Apologizing, he asks if Amy-chan is her real name and if Amy indeed means rain. He thought that Amy-chan is just her handle name. She explains that her real name is Amy, meaning rain. Although he's her producer, he admits he doesn't know much about her. While working at his monitor, he considers whether Kangel's rising popularity will continue. Amy-chan excitedly announces a job offer from a company. He becomes furious, demanding details and urging her to turn it down. She reveals that the company wants her to review their new natto-flavored cola, and despite his protests, she's excited about her first job as a pro streamer. During the PR stream, she tastes the cola, finds it undrinkable, and struggles to swallow it. She describes it as an acquired taste, and jokingly questions if it's a bioweapon. She informs P-chan that the company sent her a year's supply, and though he declines, she insists he drink the remaining cans. She forces him to drink and asks him if he can't throw it in the bathroom because Kangel's freshly washed wig is hanging there to dry. She instructs him to gulp it down like a good boy. Amy-chan also mentions her idea for an ASMR stream, and while P-chan is impressed, he learns she's already ordered expensive microphones and needs him to pay for them upon delivery. As her subscriber count grows, after certain milestones they finally reach 100,000 subscribers, and her monetization is approved. She celebrates with her audience, sharing her personal story of being trolled for her appearance, but promising to listen to their stories. P-chan deems the stream a success, and Amy tells him that she expects to be loved by millions, warning him of the consequences if he fails. Just then, a private message notification pops up on her phone. P-chan quickly checks it, eager to avoid being pressured into drinking natto cola again, and finds a subscriber's request for an offline meeting. He can't let her go to meet him because it could be a dedicated fan. Moreover, the email could be from a paparazzi group. She should not be worried about this because there are plenty of fish in the sea. This could be interesting because the fan keeps emailing her, so he decides to arrange a meetup in honor of attaining 100,000 subscribers. In this way, it will be safe for her, and they will raise the ticket price so high that they can pay for the venue themselves. After the event, she gives her autograph for 1,000 yen. A girl comes in and starts crying, telling her that she has loved her for a long time. The show goes well. Now she understands how difficult it is for a girl to interact with people who avoid socializing. She wants to celebrate more, so they go to a cafe near the station. She changes her getup to Kangol in the bathroom. A fan comes in which she recognizes as the one who sent her emails. She apologizes on his behalf and asks the girl what she wants to tell her before while taking an autograph. The girl starts crying, but she calms her down and tells her that they will meet in a second secret meeting. She introduces her to P-chan. She tells her that she loves her and she is the reason that she is alive. She is her huge fan and Coca-Cola Challenge is her favorite, which she saw 100 times. She tells her that she has been skipping college for a long time and she has never figured out her future goals. She could not even choose a topic for the thesis that she had to write for graduation with the upcoming job hunt in her mind. At this rate, she is not going to make it in the real world. During that tough time, she viewed her streams and could not stop her tears. That's why she sent her to emails. Amy-chan tells her that education is not the end of life. She has become an angel without going to school. The girl, Noah, gets emotional and thanks her for everything. She will remember this forever. Amy-chan asks her to watch her stream when she gets back. She is happy that he saved a life. She gets sleepy on the couch and P-chan way is ruined. He asks her to change and he will call a taxi. She is glad to her subscribers and can't leave their prayers unanswered. She gets crazed to see her bag. Her contact lenses are not there. Suddenly, Noah enters the room saying that her phone left there. They get scared and he asks her that she can find it on the couch. While leaving, Noah apologizes multiple times in hopes that her apology doesn't annoy them. She shows them a card to ask if this is their property. Amy-chan sprints and snatches the card from her. Noah is stunned and P-chan, worried, calls out to Amy using her real name. Amy acknowledges it with a sigh, explaining how it's spelled in kanji. She admits she hates her name because no one ever pronounces it correctly, but adds that it's the only thing left to her by her parents, so she has no choice but to live with it. In response, Noah pulls out her ID card, revealing a name that leaves P-chan shocked. She explains that her first name is written like the word for spaceship, but is pronounced as Noah. Her parents chose it because they wanted their daughter to soar to heights they could never reach. People started calling her Noah, and she embraced it. Noah then reassures Amy, saying she should be grateful that her parents put such caring thoughts into her name. Amy, though, is furious that her name was revealed to a mere groupie, and she quickly apologizes. She sees herself as an angel who comforts others but reluctantly thanks Noah for her support. With a sigh, Amy suggests it's time to leave, firmly reminding Noah not to disclose anything she witnessed tonight. P-chan drops Amy off at home and requests some rest. Amy settles into bed and receives a message from Noah, thanking her for the meeting and sharing her Jane ID. Amy adds her as a friend and they chat for a while. The next day, P-chan rings the doorbell and finds the apartment door unlocked. Furious, he confronts Amy about her carelessness. He expresses frustration over her lack of attention to their plans, particularly regarding the licensed authorization tracks he has selected for her upcoming song covers. Amy's disregard for his guidance pushes him to his boiling point. She responds that she's busy chatting with No Jin, which only angers P-chan further. He warns Amy that her behavior is jeopardizing her reputation and job security. Regardless of No's kindness, any potential misunderstanding or information leak will be damaging. During her stream, Amy thanked her subscribers for attending the event and announced a new plan. Instead of celebrating reaching 500k subscribers with an additional event, she will now hold a special event on her birthday, July 7th. After her stream, P-chan asks her if she was born at the Tanabata festival. He feels relieved that she hasn't revealed her true birthday, thinking it's all part of her fan service. She receives a message from Noah, noting how beautiful it is to be born on the Star Festival. In her makeup review for a company, Amy finds the product odd with a questionable texture, but she still gives it a positive review, suggesting it should be sold in large stores. Noah later messages her, revealing that she purchased the same makeup from the mall Amy reviewed. During a breakdown stream, Amy acknowledges her moodiness but assures her fans they can rely on her. She mentions that the pills she's taking make her feel as if it's the third half of the night, but she faces backlash from viewers accusing her of promoting illegal substances. Amidst the negativity, Noah sends a message praising the stream. Amy responds, saying it would be easier to enjoy the praise without the hate comments. Noah backs her, saying that critics should come through her if they have issues. Amy suggests doing another stream when P-chan compliments Amy that she is feeling pleasant today. She asks him to make a suitable plan and help with the dishes, but he declines, saying she should handle it herself. She looks away, and P-chan contemplates their progress, wondering if they can hit 1 million subscribers within a month. Despite their rapid growth, he knows reaching 1 million in such a short time will be a tough challenge. Amy and Noah continue exchanging messages. P-chan observes that Amy's mental health seems to be improving through their conversations. However, he acknowledges that the future remains uncertain, as it's impossible to predict whether No's influence will ultimately be beneficial or harmful. Nevertheless, Noah remains fully supportive of K-Angel and her endeavors. Daily, Ame receives snaps from Noah featuring her dog and family moments, such as eating sushi together. One day, while P-chan is at work, Ame calls him urgently, asking him to come over immediately. P-chan rushes over, only to find out that Ame's real need is to satisfy a sushi craving. His frustration grows as he realizes the call was simply for sushi. Online, Noah shares a snap of a mask that her father bought on a business trip. Ame, intrigued, asks her to dance while wearing the mask. Noah obliges and shares the clip of her dance. Ame, impressed, reposts the video on Pinstagram, which leaves Noah astonished at the unexpected exposure. One day, Noah tells Ame over text that she has dropped out of college. She responds by noting that it's not bad, at least Noah has completed her high school education, which is an accomplishment in itself. P-chan, curious and concerned, asks Ame to find out more about what happened, but Ame calls him to calm down and advises him there's no need to get excited about it. Later, Noah sends Ame an SNS explaining that she made the decision with the help of her uncle and that her parents are supportive of it. However, she mentions that she can't share all the details at the moment. Ame speculates that Noah might be planning to study abroad, a possibility P-chan agrees with, as many students opt for international studies. Ame then chats with P-chan about her own aspirations, revealing her dream of studying abroad and visiting Disneyland. P-chan responds angrily, saying he would be fired if he tried to fulfill all her silly demands. She advises him to avoid working continuously, as it could harm his health, and suggests he should get some rest. She doesn't forget to dump the chores on him. The next day, P-chan is dismissed from his job due to his abrupt departure from the office, and his contract will not be renewed. In a moment of embarrassment, P-chan texts Ame to say that he cannot come to her, feeling dismayed as he sits in a park. His income is gone, and all his savings have been spent on Ame's development. He feels disheartened but realizes that his only focus now is to enhance Ame's career and make her a top streamer in Japan. Determined, he decides to keep moving forward and refine her brand. P-chan reviews planning documents on his phone and sees a new advertisement on Poketer. The songs Noah had attempted received positive feedback. He considers researching other streamers to gain more insights. While scrolling, he stumbles upon a post about a new collaboration between a girl and Mr. Jinjura. As he plays the video, he is surprised to see Noah dressed in a quirky suit. Introducing herself as Kiraboshi Noah from M404 Nebula, she humorously explains that if anything happens to her during a dangerous trial, her clone will come from Nebula to rescue her. She seems to have already made friends in the chat. The stream shows Noah and her uncle jumping from a helicopter while eating noodles in midair, which quickly goes viral. Her channel's subscriber count skyrockets to 1.5 million within an hour. Seeing this, P-chan rushes to Ame's house where she is already watching the video. After her successful streaming debut, Noah sends a message to Ame, excitedly letting her know that her uncle finally found the courage to bring her on board with an UU. Noah mentions that she feels a lot like Ame. She congratulates her, acknowledging Noah's success and her supportive family. Ame reflects on her own hard work, feeling overshadowed by Noah's quick rise to fame. She's upset and feels like she's never had a chance against younger streamers like Noah. In her distress, she picks up a blade, thinking about self-harm, but finds it too difficult to follow through. She feels pathetic and regrets not having been more decisive. P-chan steps in, reminding Ame that he promised to cover all expenses for her. He admits he's often made excuses and twisted his words. He questions whether he truly believes in himself and in Ame. Ame, feeling hurt and betrayed, calls him a liar and says she's been foolish for trusting his promises about making her a top streamer. P-chan apologizes over and over, holding her hands and trying to reassure her. He insists that she has always had talent and potential. He says she's not just beautiful, but has everything needed to succeed, like a great personality, a strong voice, and the ability to keep people interested. He gets emotional and frustrated, saying they can't afford to lose. P-chan vows to make her the top streamer, no matter if it takes reaching 1 million or 10 million subscribers. He asks Ame to believe in him. Despite his heartfelt words, Ame laughs bitterly, wondering why he's acting this way and why he seems to be the only one suffering. She feels he has always ignored her to find some space, causing her pain. She's upset that Noah, whom she sees as a desperate groupie, has surpassed her so quickly. Ame still believes in P-chan and tells him to lead K-Angel well. He does not seem good while weeping bitterly. She assures him, If he cheats on her, she will kill him surely. The next day, Emi starts streaming again with full enthusiasm, connecting with her audience energetically. P-chan is impressed by her performance, but is deeply affected by the events of the previous day. He feels he needs to support her as a friend. During the stream, she isn't feeling well, so she takes some pills but continues streaming. Afterward, P-chan asks her about it, but she ignores him as usual and tells him to order a pizza. Emi, driven by her recent struggles, is trying to stay upbeat while managing the comments from her audience. Although she is taken aback by some of the comments, she reminds herself that Kangol is merciful and she won't be easily trapped. She takes more pills, believing that some people are foolish but medicine and her followers can help heal her wounds. Emi asks P-chan about their next plan, feeling that her frontal lobe is rebooting and negative comments no longer bother her. P-chan goes to the pharmacy section of a bookstore and buys some medicine for 50-89 yen. While reading in the library, he thinks about how Emi seems to be in a state of panic. He acknowledges that this is just a temporary solution, but is better than not doing anything at all and wonders if he can truly help her. On his way back, P-chan receives a message from Emi saying she has a headache. He rushes to her home and asks if she's okay. Emi shows him her rice cooker, which she describes as Yoshi's death voice cry. P-chan gets alarmed and suggests throwing it out, fearing it might be radioactive. He also notices that her kitchen counter is cluttered with utensils. P-chan gets angry when he sees the state of Emi's kitchen and asks why it's so disgusting. She questions if washing dishes helps her gain more subscribers. Frustrated, he declares that he'll handle the cleaning himself, and he jokes that he should also clean the bathtub because she plans to take a bath soon. She warns him to be careful, saying the sink is like a sea of decay. Emi sits by the wall, feeling disheartened. She wonders about the future, feeling that no one will remember Kangol and other streamers will just keep gaining more subscribers. Overwhelmed, she takes more pills, trying not to think about her problems. P-chan asks to see the medicines she's been taking. Emi admits she doesn't know much, speculating it might be depression or bipolar disorder. P-chan notes that the quantity of medicine suggests she has visited multiple hospitals, as no single hospital would prescribe this much. He offers to help manage her medication and questions if she's taking them due to stress. Overdose can reduce their effectiveness and cause side effects. He believes the cycle of medication might be adding to her stress and decides to adjust her dosage. Though this is typically done under a doctor's supervision, he suggests making an appointment to help her mind and body heal. He assures her he's not forcing her, but he hopes she will agree to this plan. Emi agrees to let him handle her medication, though she notes that her headaches only stop with excessive doses. She expresses frustration, feeling like she might die if she listens to the negativity from her critics. P-chan organizes her medications into a case, arranging them for morning and evening doses. Emi appreciates the neat organization and thanks him. As he leaves, he tells her to call him if she encounters any problems and promises to take care of leftovers. On his way home, P-chan wonders if they are on the right track and if this will help Emi's mental health. He worries that pushing her too hard might backfire but hopes she will take care of herself. Although quitting streaming might increase her anxiety, he recognizes that it might also alleviate some of her depression. P-chan resolves to find ways to reduce her stress and support her through this difficult time. Emi lays down on her bed watching video uploads of No. She takes all the meds from the case and then goes to the pharmacy, buying more. She swallows it all. The next day, while she is streaming, P-chan deletes all the negative comments in her comment section. After the stream, she's happy to see only positive comments. Haters just add salt to the wounds. P-chan says goodnight to her, but she tells him that servicing fans is hard work, so he must do hard work too, and asks him to buy some ice cream. He wonders if she is emotionally unstable but decides he should be patient. He refills her pills for the day.
Here I am, know it's been a while. I was in denial about my love. Here I stand, I know I walked away.